My Affair with ISIS is a mockumentary web series that tells the story of a Russian-Israeli guy fed up with life in the country that seeks to join the Islamic State. The pilot won in the student category in the made-for-web competition. Very happy to have Ori Yaniv, one of the creators and the lead actor, here in the studio. Hi, Ori.
Hi, Oded. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell me, how was the idea for this born?
Well, I was watching the news with my wife, and there's this phenomenon of young Muslim Europeans leaving their comforts of families and homes and going to no man land in the, well, not the Wild West, but the wild Middle East. And we're trying to understand what's the motive, where do they find the drive? Yeah. And I think it's a very strong sense of alienation and this strong longing to belong somewhere, to fit in somewhere. And we were thinking it's to take this to one more level, to the absurd, and to see what if someone here in Israel, a young Russian immigrant who wants to fit in so badly that he just overlooks the fact that he's Israeli and Jewish and in the Israeli army, and he says, hey, it's right here on the northern border, and he hitchhikes to Syria and tries to find his way in the Islamic State.
Let's take a look at a clip from it. Come back and talk some more.
Let's do it.
אז אמא, אני מצאתי איפה להשתלב. מנסה להגיע למדינה האסלאמית. איפה? מדינה האסלאמית. למדינה האסלאמית, לדאעש. איך אני מגיע? יש אוטובוס, יש קו ישיר, זה דרך טבריה?
So I'm sure that the way to the Islamic State goes through Tiberias. That's for sure.
It is.
You did take it to an absurd place, a very funny place also.
Thank you very much.
But it's a sensitive subject.
It is.
Were you worried that people are not going to be able to make that leap?
My mom is basically worried. She's always, let's not make it, she hopes it doesn't succeed too much. But you know, the series is not about ISIS. It's like Borat talks about the US and not about Kazakhstan. It's about the Israeli society and how hard it is to fit in, especially for a young immigrant. And in the series, most of all we talk about Israel. We talk about how tough it is for this guy. He doesn't actually, Roman has it very hard everywhere. In the army, he doesn't fit in, and in the Boy Scouts, and everywhere he just doesn't can't find his place. So I think this is the main subject, and well, we're going more and more in the Islamic State now, so it gets tougher for him.
Yeah, there's some dark humor there. Were there jokes that were a little too dark for you to put in?
Yeah, well, you know, we're trying to be very, very, very careful when we go in the Islamic State, but most of all, there's this obsession that he's got about cutting heads off, because I know it's a really dark subject, but...
And his ongoing dialogue with his mother. I'm curious if the two will meet at some point.
We're thinking about, I'll tell you, we don't want to tell any secrets, but his mom will definitely arrive at some point.
All
and
right.
like
there are 2 episodes so far.
So far, we wrote 6 episodes for this web season, and we're going all the way into ISIS, into the Islamic State. And I can tell you it's very different from writing to anywhere. It's very short episodes, 5 to 7 minutes, and it's only YouTube and Facebook, and we're gathering our crowd as we go.
No, it's a challenge, and it's I mean, as you said, it's working in different method, I suppose, when you work for a web series, when you work on this length. And you're an actor, pretty established, and part of the Gesher Theater.
True. Very
respected. Is it a different approach?
It's a totally different approach. When I'm working in Gesher Theater for Yevgeny Arya, I'm part of a big creation, and I have my part, and I can be creative. But here, you're the boss, first of all, and you're sitting in the editing room, and you need to decide. And when you create a 5-minute episode, it's got to be very fast. You have to catch the audience. You can't have it not funny for a minute, because people will tune out. You know, it's that easy on YouTube. So yeah, it's very challenging, but it keeps us sharp, and we need to find our humor exactly, and to find what's funny about Roman, and well, yeah,
and
for me it's a big lesson. Yeah.
Now, Gesher Theater, since we mentioned it, is mostly Russian.
It's a Russian-based theater. Right now, most of the group are Israelis or Israeli-born now.
At least
but
it started off as a Russian.
Started off as
It
Russians, and Yevgeny Arya, the director, still speaks only Russian and English, and well, it's
when they see you as Roman,
they love it. It's very funny because I think I took a lot from the young Russian crew, the technicians, the light workers, and they're very radical anarchists. All have long hair, looking for very extreme places to be, and I took a lot from them, from the slang, so they love it. They're my number one fans.
Let's just hope they don't take anything from.
I think they'll stay here in Yafo, I think.
Well, Ori, it's a great, really wonderful creation. All the best.
Thank you very much. And tune in, הרומן שלי עם דאעש, my affair with ISIS.